welcome back into the House in Fata Morgan. So let's get back off with the Requiem of Innocence once again. Enough with the formalities already. You're not a whore anymore. You are allowed to use my name. Huh. That is your name, though. You do not know your lord's full name, do you, Serene? What? Answer the question, girl. I'm sorry. Allow me to help. I will only say this once, so don't you forget. My name is Jean Francesco Byrne, firstborn son and rightful heir to the family Byrne. Right, gotta memorize. That's a really long name, though. Though I'll call you Franny. That rolls the tongue much nicer. I assume I take that as a cryptic chuckle as an okay? Oh, you wish to be hanged? Call me Francesco. I really like when I read this novel. It's very engaging. Serene, get up, Serene. I swear you spend every moment you're not otherwise occupied sleeping. I love sleeping. I said, get up, you feeble-minded Minrod. Ow! You don't want to hit. Yeesh. There are nicer ways to wake up a girl, you know. Be grateful they didn't hit your head enough to whack you. I swear, the church may have redefined sloth if they ever met you. This bed's so comfy, though. Do you realize blood a dozen women have seeped into every fiber? Comfy, so comfy, though. Huh. That wouldn't bother you, would it? So, what's up, Francesco? You need me for something? Yes, I have a favor. Oh, this is the favor? This is the favor? Oh, what of me? What's it? I'll do anything. Without even hearing what it is? It doesn't matter what it is. You say the word and I'll do it, Francesco. And what if I asked you to take your own life? Right here. Just give me the knife. I should honestly be used to this by now. Why wouldn't I do anything for you, Francesco? I love you. No one ever cared for me like you before. Never ever wanted me much as you. God, this is messed up. You're happy with me as I am, despite me missing all the more important pieces. Again, I really shouldn't be surprised. Fear not, though. I wouldn't be asking you to die today. How much harder is it going to be then? I hope you don't want to kill me anymore. It won't be the first time. I'm not sure if I could pull it off properly. You're at the bottom of my list of prospective assassins. I doubt you could such smother a baby. Although, you probably cause a great deal of death, I imagine. Huh? I would like to make you into a mole. So, in a sense, there's been word of uninterested building in the city of late. Money and resources gathering below the table. Murmurings about resistance being organized. Such a bunch of baddies. Precisely. I want you to go down to the city and try to find out as many baddies as you can, and then report back to me. Can you do that? I can try. Excellent. A whorehouse will be the best place to start gathering information, I think. All I need is to deliver reports. Anything more involved would probably cause the empty head of you to burst. I just realized if I go into the city, I won't be able to see you as often, Francesco. Does that displease you? A whole lot. I bet this would be sad, feels like. And your twisted minds, perhaps so. How about this? I'll have a servant act as a regular client of yours. Oh, so this is how it happened. You pretend to be a well-off merchant. At regular intervals, you patronize the brothel, requesting your service and bringing you back to his residence. You pay well enough that they won't mind you if you're gone for a few days, during which time you'll come back to the manor and see me. How does that sound? Whee! I love it! Next, we discuss how you present yourself. Although you're free to be yourself in my presence, you will need to put on a suitable act down at the city. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. now I'm getting butterflies. You spent years doing precisely that before you came here. But I'll have you counting me to for me to do a good job back then, Francesco. Allow me to offer a piece of advice then. Huh? I'm all ears. Really tell others about the misfortunes of your upbringings. I don't think I had a bad childhood, though. You may not, but others will. Your parents murdered as you watch, taken captive by men who did it. Tell people your story. But don't act overly objective. Huh? Why not? Won't you people think there's something wrong if I'm not sad? People think it more unusual if you don't get too dramatic. You get so far aligned with your regulation disposition. Good acting is suitable, not overdone. Oh. People feel greatly pity for you when they hear of your past, and then they will see you exuberance as a sign you fought and found the strength and will to move past your ill fortune. They will be impressed, take it with you. So you don't need to exaggerate your performance. Just get a little bit of flavor. As long as you don't tell anyone those emotions are beyond your grasp, no one will have any reason to subject otherwise. Huh, neato. I feel a lot better about this now. I expect you won't disappoint me. Aye aye, boss. Hey, Francesco? What is it? What would you do if, hypothetically speaking, if I go down the city, I learn what sadness and fear are like? I would kill you, because I would no longer have any interest in you. Awesome! I'm just glad you didn't kick me out. Huh? If a girl dreams of being killed by the man she loves... No. No, they do not. You want me to kill you? If it comes down to it, I guess. Though, really, I'd rather be with you forever. This is sad, man. This is sad. So that's how it all happened. Brain, into the room now. Ooh, ow, you're gonna yank up my armor! Ooh. Listen very carefully. You stay in this room until everything is blown over. Do not open this door for anyone. But it's what I think it is? You're only to leave this room if I tell you it's safe, or the man goes completely silent. And if someone breaks down that door, tell them you're being held captive by the Lord. My prelections are well known among the people. No one will expect you're lying. I must go now. Farewell, Serene. I rather enjoyed our time together. What? Wait, don't go! I got an idea, Francesco. We can skate through the window right there. Tie the sheets up and climb down the rope. Then we go somewhere far away where no one will find us. I don't have that liberty. Why not? Because I'm the lord of this land. I was born to be a lord. I murdered my own family to keep my claim to this. I murdered my own family to claim to this title. I will not abandon it till my final breath. I was a fool and a tyrant, neither a great leader nor a great man. But still, I bear the responsibility of my role. If feeling is not an option, I never thought you were a tyrant. The rest of my lordship would disagree with you. I use fear as a weapon of my control, murdering slaves for fun, and I patronizing my own desires over the needs and lives of my people. Do you have a better word for what I am? Words you grasp the difference between good and evil, but the lack of request emotion to give those concepts a meaning. I knowingly choose to stray for the path of rightfulness. Didn't you say you can run things fine? Just fear? That was very effective. Indeed. You can run things exceedingly well with fear. And though I never said you could do so forever. I first saw signs that people were turning against me 3 years ago. While I did what I could to crush the seed or rope before they grew, it seemed I missed a few. If you knew things were coming, you couldn't have stopped it. I traveled so far down the wicked path, it would be nigh impossible for me to find my way back into the light. Which means all I can do is continue on and see what awaited me at the end. I can never play the benevolent rule, though. Those people are inexpressible to me. They all appear to be either ravenous beasts or feeble-minded swine. Were I able to find my love for my own people, perhaps things could have turned out differently. I couldn't say it here in one, Francesco. I want to be with... You will do as I say, girl. What's gotten to you, Serene? Death is supposed to be meaningless to you. You do not experience sorrow or loss. But I... Should I not come back? Go on smiling. Do not think I would simply let them walk and kill me. I have dozens of skilled guards, and I can handle my sword myself as well. Far better than any mere peasant. They're getting closer. Now remember, you're not to leave this room, understood? You are my property, and property is not to find the will of its master. And what if I do come out? Serene. You will not be able to help me out there. And should you have scratched me away, I will not hesitate to kill you. I do not have a choice. You do not have a choice. Is that clear? Francesco, what? Time is running short. I love you. I will always place myself, the Lord Jean Francesco Banner, above anything else in the world. And you second. Oh shit. Wait! A second? That's kinda super crazy. Wow, isn't it? Whoa. I'm shaking a bit here. I never felt this way before. Is this what scared being feels like? Huh. It's a whole lot worse than I imagined. It hurts really bad. Like something sitting in my chest. I can hardly even breathe right. But it's kinda really wonderful. No, I can't do this. I can't be away from him. Aww, Serene, just all you have to do is stay in there. A Requiem of Innocence, Part 2. What passed is prologue. Where before did the heathen say, where's now their God? But our God's in heaven. He hath that to oversee his path, please. The idols of silver and gold work the hands of man. This was interesting. These are some good dialogue. Now, obviously, we're back to Morgana now. They make their onto them. So every one of them retreats into them. Psalm 11:5-8. I found this to be interesting. It's a great shame we gave upon to great event. The post-revolution Mary may continue to weed hours since the morning. Even after everything settled down, we men returned to the city. Another man calling himself Adrien showed himself before me. Despite an evident age, this man stood tall and spoke in a clear and confident voice. Looking into deep sapphire eyes, I felt as though I could see everything he had done. Born witness to the walls engraved within them. Adrien revealed himself as an ally of the revolution and has been in contact with Giverin. Had things proceeded initially planned, she was to take in power and build the land anew with my assistance. A great change is done without this cost. Nevertheless, I am unpleasantly grateful for how swiftly you managed to dethrone the former lord. Without your heroic efforts, we would still... Enough of the ass-kicking. Tell me who you are and exactly what you hope to get out of me. No need to be reprehensive, I assure you. I am more than happy to tell you everything that you wish to know. I serve as a counsel to late Lord or Adrien Byrne. I 'twas who aided the revolution, from within the manor's walls, coordinating with Giovanna on the outside. So, Lamech, you're the one who ordered the gates open for us then? Very. And furthermore, I arranged to have another guard's turncoat. Well, you did fine work. You would have lost a lot more men without your efforts. I have to ask, though, where were you while it was actually happening? I don't recall seeing you anywhere. I took a liberty in finding myself sheltered. How fortunate of you to be able to kick back and watch, only to crawl out your hole after we revealed the lord of his head. Might you, perchance, be suspicious of this old bag of bones take up the blade? I will only serve as a lost cause to your success. And 30 years ago is my hap, but hardly I could point a sword straight today. Or perhaps you would say that I could support you of your cause. Should have been present for the occasion regardless. But little aid I would have been more merely dying of fool's breath, becoming naught by another body upon which the living would trek. You're skilled with your words, old man. Of course, 'tis my job. There is but one service I can provide to you. My knowledge. Knowledge. Meaning you intend to continue to serve as a Lord Consul? For what other reasons would I lend my hand to this revolution? You expect me to just take your word, to trust you? Surely, you are aware you cannot rightfully govern this territory without the acknowledgement of the neighboring counts and the king. I have knowledge and connections which will provide invaluable in establishing as a legitimate and qualified to inherit the throne. Yes, I know. I did not start into here blind. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to accomplish that, but wait, I recognize you from somewhere. I remember. You were here during the revolt 3 years ago. You're the one who had Lord Byrne escape. 'Twas I indeed. 'Tis all the more reason not to trust you. You sat back and watched, not a damn peep, at that cow the Lord left his people to rot. Like hell I'm letting you be my counsel. You are a still young man, but still far too green for your own good. And all you failed to fully separate yourself from your own life. Excuse me? I assure you I was no fond the Lord Byrne's predilections than you. But I assure you are aware he is quick to send his opponents off to the gallows. He'd be more merciful to his counsel than a slum dweller. My objections were to have to ensure but one thing, a swift, meaningless death. Moreover, you knew it not yet at the time, and stayed your hand nigh. I too had reached the same conclusions, and was awaiting the appropriate time. The perfect time to arrange the board. You must dence the childish emotions that control you. Act exclusively in service of that which most benefits you. You cannot do so without someone to guide you. You're still merely a fledgling young man. You know not up from down the vast new world, and you have neither the army nor the weapons which to defend yourself. Should you go on into world unoccupied, it will snap your neck before you feel the hands upon your skin. And what benefits would you hoping to reap from this? You're not acting as if you love for the people. That much is obvious. A chance to fulfill my duties to counsel to the Lord. My expertise went largely unused under Lord Byrne's rule. 'Twas deeply frustrating time for me. Though if I may be blunt, perhaps I could say, I would like to die knowing I've accomplished something worthwhile with my life. I can promise you I have no intention of mistreating the people for my own personal amusement. You still give me no reason to actually trust you. Allow my word to speak for my words. Allow me to proffer onto my knowledge, that I might be of service to you. I don't completely trust this man, Nor do I think I ever will. He's after something. Probably wants to use me as a puppet under the odds of assisting me on a council. He makes a good point, though. I need someone to show me the ropes. If I want my chance of governing effectively, I have to come to a decision. Okay. It's a pleasure to have you, Adrien. At your service. That said, try anything, I'll be out the door faster than you can blink. Understood? Good. Now, if I may, I would like to offer my first instructions. And what would that be? You need to make a formal proclamation of your succession. There's so many among your people who not know who you are. Thus, you must declare yourself the rightful heir, the lost son of Lord Brainer's predecessors. You must assume a new name. Say again? The name which you were known before is but a veil behind which you guarded your noble identity, and that time has come for you now to proclaim your true self. Hold a second. I'm not... Yes, I'm aware of your lineage. Okay, then what name do you suppose I should take? You shall assume his name, Jean Francesco Brena. That's some kind of sick joke. You're insane for thinking I'm gonna let that psychopath killer's name. One on Green's Earth, one on this green Earth would I ever want to call myself after that man. I'm dethroned. Among the nobilities, names are oft passed on from father to son, brother to brother. That is true if you watch, the show The Last Kingdom. You had Uhtred Bebbanburg or Uhtred Bebbanburg. But why his name? A name associated with fear and tyranny. Are you trying to hobble my name before I take my first step? You will remove the stained deeds before have left upon the name. Lord Brainerd killed his brothers, and all their families and attendants, as Grainer likely told you. What do you suppose he killed them? Are you mocking, old man? He killed him because he was a damn madman. Lord Brainerd was not the rightful heir. Excuse me? He was merely a stand-in to be deposed of a quietly replaced when came the time. However, he grew varicose of power, fixated on becoming the Lord himself. He took care of everyone who stood in his way, both the Brainerd family and the intendants who knew the truth. Though he failed to realize that the Lord had sired another son, you, the rightful inheritor of the Jean Francesco Brena name. So, that's our story, huh? I'm not the fake. He was. When the truth was revealed that people were untrue crucially and realized the damage the Brainerd family name will be minimized. After all, the Brainerds were victims, but the charlatans avux. Are you sure to take on the Brainerd family name? Is it that your benefit that the reputation you inherit is as unbezeled as possible? Or furthermore, you have nothing to gain for keeping your present name. No longer the man you were in the slums. You must become a new man entirely. Enough. I need time to think. A day. Give me just one. I cannot. It is a matter of the utmost importance. You must act swiftly, for the opportunity will pass against you and on. The people are on your side for now. However, you shall fail them expeditiously demonstrate. However, should you fail to expeditiously demonstrate that you are, as their new lord, are likewise on their side, you'll find yourself with more than accounts upon your doorstep. You must decide now. Sir. Alright. Swallow my pride. I knew there could be some changes before I embark on this road. So this is unexpected. So this isn't unexpected. Just moving quicker than I was prepared for. A wise decision. Now, before we move on to the next business, I must ask, Are you physically well enough to remain on your feet for a short while longer? You'll need to stand before the people and make a speech. Nevertheless, it is evident that you are wounded from your battle, and to reflect poorly on your accomplishments where you two collapsed during your first appearance. I'll be fine. I can hold myself long enough to give a speech. Ooh, youth. What a wonderful thing. You must be sure to get your rest once you have finished. I will arrange for the best doctor to come to examine you. Appreciate it. Now then, let us be off. You need merely repeat after me. This is interesting. Oh, now we get into the crowd. Hey! Did you hear the new Lord's speech? Byrne was a fraud this entire time. Oh, what? No way. By God, I should have skipped work and gone up to the man to see it myself. Yeah, you still got a chance. Go down the square, the town seer, spread the word of the whole thing. Did you hear? The new Lord led the charge on the revolution, and he was the real John Francisco Byrne. Oh, I've heard. Was there a speech? He's so young. And yes, and easy in the eyes too, the boot. They say he spent years living in the slums, hiding his true identity. That must have been so difficult for him. Hey, at long last, we're free from our suffering. Free for the terror Lord Byrne. Cheers for the new Lord. Oh, give me a break. You're no damn Lord. How's it going, Marie? Looks like you ain't slept in weeks. Where's your smile, girl? Today's a day for celebration. Oh, go fuck yourself. What? You're the one who pushed him into this. Huh? What are you getting so pissy about? You've pushed him to doing a dumbass revelation, into becoming the fucking Lord. Whoa, that ain't how it happened at all. Jacopo's the one who proposed the whole thing. Bullshit! He was trying to talk sense to you at the Midsummer Festival. God, for the love of cripes, what crawled your ass and died? The batshit asshole's gone, and now we got someone on our side in power. What's there to complain about? Is there anything in that meathead of yours? What was that? You do realize he's never coming back now, right? He's the Lord. He's gone, and he's gone for good. Up there in that manor, all by himself. And you dragged him up to the top of that hill and left him there. I get you all want someone to take this out on, but Jacopo's the one who proposed becoming the Lord. No. I didn't push a damn thing on him. He showed up one day with the ring of bearing of the Byrne's family crest, and told everyone he was royalty, and he had a claim to the throne. This is insane. It was his word to spark the revolution. There's no way Jacopo is royalty? You need to get a better sense of humor. My thoughts exact at first too, but then I saw the crest on the ring. It's the real deal. Did you miss the whole part where you put on the ring in front of everyone before we stormed the manor? His whole spiel about being in the air. That was pretty damn convincing. I do say so myself. You're seriously thinking I was there for some stupid pep talk? Ain't you his friend? I feel like a friend should be rooting for success, you know? That's what I'm doing. I can say that much. Anyway, I got a hot day with a couple of kegs, so I'm out of here. Unless you want to come with, that is. We'll be partying till all night long. Like hell I'm coming. Just don't ask. Try and look so silent, okay? You're much prettier when you're smiling. Choke on a dick, asshole. Don't know. Later. I cannot root for him because he's my friend. I know better than anyone that he's in over his head. All I can do now is pray for you, Jacopo. Pray that you be the Jacopo we know. That this won't change you. We're still friends, right? Even worlds apart now? Oh, Maria, you have no idea what's coming. This is gonna be... Wait a second. They're giving me just enough time to recover. Old Leon, quickly got into work, instructed me in everything I need to know to be the Lord. My first priority was to revitalize the city, cleaning up the mess my predecessor left in. As much as I wanted to ensure that everyone had food and water, it wasn't simple work to make happen overnight. You would need to significantly expand our farmland, build additional granaries, repair existing irrigation canals, not to mention cracks down on crime and disorder. There was so much to do, it was almost dizzying. But the last thing I had time to do was wine. That said, nothing could happen to snap the fingers. It would take time and manpower, which meant we would have to use the existing stores in the meantime. I asked the people, particularly among the upper class, to relinquish ownership of their stockpiles for me to rebuild among the population. That would allow everyone to make it through the traditional period, I figured. Naturally, though, not everyone was happy with the arrangement. With the cries of dissatisfaction drowned out by cheers of support when I explained that this was for everyone's sake. That we would need to band together to carry the whole city through what would be a rocky transition. I was patting myself on the back for a job well done. Adrien shook his head and said, "'Till a whole year at most." We had enough stores to last at least 3 years though. 2 if you want to be extra safe. They will set your manor ablaze. They will set your manor ablaze for long before the stores will dry. Excuse me. Why would they? I'm obviously doing everything in my power to revitalize the city, and I was the one who fed them the claws of the tyrant. The people see only the results, and they only accept the promise of improvement now. If in a year's time they don't see those words bear fruit, their trust in you will wither away. That you came from the slums is viewed now as a heroic rise to power, but your past will soon be turned against you, used to delegitimize you. You must produce for them tangible results. God, I knew this wouldn't be easy, but still, it boils my blood to think my predecessor sat around his ass all day. Did he even accomplish anything his entire time as Lord? I think of one truly passionate affect his regime. His support for the arts. His what? Pieces of art are around the cement walls. He often treat himself with the works of the finest artists and artisans of the land. You mean all those paintings of ass and fancy drapes? A bunch of worthless junk, every last bit of it. None of it did anything to fill the people's stomachs. She would seem to understand the value of art. Well, I did grow up in the slums. Do you know what proposed art service? To make you feel better. It's nice to have around, but I'm much more than that. Bribes, my boy. Those who hunger for power similarly hunger for ways to flaunt it, and this thankful piece of art fills that role. Some have a genuine appreciation for art, others merely use it as a tool. But nonetheless, skilled craftsmen, artists, and the work naturally gravitate towards those with power. It would be wise to consider dressing someone less predestined soon. Now, we should have put the former loans position to good use. Using good use in helping you build up valuable relationships. You mean start handing out bribes? Indeed, but remember, they are negotiation tools. You must use them when they provide you the greatest returns. Negotiate, huh? Alright, I think I see what you're getting at. If you want to revive the city in the years, I'm going to help for my good neighbors. In exchange for provisions and mortgages, I offer you a very count piece from Brayner's collection. Sounds about right. Precisely. My. You're much cleverer than I've expected from a man from the slums. Now, if only you've become accustomed to this manner of thinking, you could become a fine leader in short order. I appreciate the concern, old man. I will dispatch some messengers and arrange meetings with the counts, so we can begin at none. And I hope I don't have to remind you, but you'll need to be very careful with the awards, Lord Brainer. Yeah, I know. You seem quite tired, Lord Brainer. You think? Every day I have to go meet with someone new, and I spend all my time traveling, learning to read and write. It's enough to exhaust anyone. It is necessary nonetheless. Illiteracy will only... Yes, I know. You said I look tired, and I'm telling you what that is. I never said I had a problem with it. I overstepped. My apologies. Your diligence has been invaluable in earning the Count's favors, Lord Brainer. They think quite fondly of you. Is that so? Because it's certainly not the impression I'm getting. They put a facade and friendliness, but beneath the surface, they're all laughing and trying to figure out how to best us, or just outright scoffing. Not one of them sincerely trusts me yet. I'm just a pawn to them. We're all pieces on one another's boards. What's that supposed to mean? It would be most prudent to consider the unqualified friendships simply do not exist in high society. All interpersonal relationships are built upon foundation mutual benefits, save for exceedingly rare short-lived expectations. Nonetheless, you should consider being used as a bad thing. We all climb on top of each other's broads, offering ourselves up as a powerful piece, as do they offer themselves to us. Should you wish to survive in high society, you must always ensure your peers see you as a piece worth playing. That would mean you're putting yourself out there as well, old man. Indeed, I am your pawn, Lord Brainer. I offer myself to you, and in you using me, I grant this position as counsel to the Lord. It is far more practical and reliable system than one founded on something so uncertain as emotions you would not say. Which is to say, I'm a pawn to him as much as to me. I suppose so. Then I too will sure remain useful, unless I be slipped aside and another brainer but take my place. Sharp words, my lord. Worry not, for I know qualms with your performance at present. Now, Lord Brainer, we must discuss you next. Hold on a second, would you? Yes, sir? Do you not mind calling Brainer in private? I can understand why you keep up the charade, even when no one's looking. But frankly, I'm not comfortable with it. Very well. Then my lord shall be. Can't stand surprised when I use my real name. But still. Yes. That'll do. Thank you. Not at all. Now back to visit my lord. Took long enough, but we finally started to see some real progress. Who knew negotiation was so much work? You should be proud of my accomplishment, my lord. 'Tis hardly an easy feat to amass that much manpower and resources in only 6 months. So it's time. Doing better than expected, huh? How public opinion's looking? Portrait cutting by now, I assume. Some dissatisfactions. but numbers are within expectations. Dissatisfactions with what? I spent every waking moment these past 6 months working my ass off to revitalize the city, and people aren't happy with that? They should be jumping for joy. My lord, you must understand that it is impossible to satisfy everyone. A degree of discontent is to be expected. Even so, it's so blindly obvious how much better I'm doing than the previous basket of rainbows and kittens. All is forgotten in the gentle ebb and flow of time, passing just as a matter live with the face of the presence. It hasn't even been a year. People do not generally care about you, nor will they ever. They may sing your praise one day, forget all about you the next. I believe you've been through this before. Sure, there's someone out there who gets it. That is wishful thinking, my lord. You work yourself to the very bones, and then people will merely see you as fulfilling your duty. You must not seek their approval. More will be expected of you, and more will be subject of undeserved resentment for the simple reason that you exist in a position of power. Only those in some position can understand your hardships. Ultimately, then you have two choices. Either dedicate yourself to the service of your people, or mercilessly exploit them like your predecessor. I won't follow in that bastard's footsteps. I pray your heart remains true. That you remain wise and caring, Lord. Damn it. So what especially aren't people happy about? The foremost is food shortage. This was anticipated. All we can do is ask them to preserve. And second comes the upper class. Go on. They are quite naturally displeased about being made to surrender their stockpiles. It would be prudent to offer them remuneration in the near future. They're doing well enough for themselves already. My lord, I know. Slowly Austin steam. So, I get to go butter up the rich men in town? Wonderful. The whole idea was to help the less well off, yet here I am. I understand that you're not pleased about this, my lord, but do remember you have more to fear from a few upper class banding together than the entirety of the slums. For they wield the most troublesome weapon, an upper class upbringing. They know precisely who to tell about you to tarnish your reputation in a blink of an eye. And do not placate yourself by thinking the common man will see through the attempts to undermine you. Even if they did, an unlikely suspicion, they could do nothing to conquer it. They are powerless. But it was the people at the bottom who pulled up the most of the weight. Organizing examination of the revolution. It was the exponential set of circumstances that allowed the revelation to take place as it did, not the least of which was the Lord's status status as unequivocally evil in the eyes of the people. You will not find them agreeing on anything so readily now. Alright, I get it. The point is, I gotta win all the rich people. Or my whole operation's gonna come to a grinding halt, right? As much as it runs in the wrong way, I'll do what I have to do. A wise decision, my lord. Is that all these complaints? No. The influx of immigration have caused an increase in general unrest. Of course it has. I bring them in help with the restoration efforts, and they can cause their own new sets of problems. It's like I'm chasing my tail here. As long as the people are under your authority, they never will you be completely free of strife. You're telling me. So when increasing the guard prison in the city help keep the peace? Most of those with the training necessary are already deployed, meaning you need to have new guards trained from the ground up. You have to mobilize them when they are most needed. In other words, tighten your grips on the slums. So now I gotta take away their freedom. I know you have personal attachments to the area, my lord, but you must cast that aside. No longer the man you once were. The slums shouldn't have been allowed to fall into such a lawless in the first place. You're merely being restoring it to its proper state. If you truly wish to bring prosperity to this land, you must eventually scale down and then eliminate the slums. But to get rid of the slums, you'll be giving them their home. My lord, I know. I understand what you're getting at. I understand that everything you're saying is perfectly logical. I just... Can we hold it off for a bit? A bunch of guys got there formed this peacekeeper group too. You know, keep the peace. They'd gladly help out if we could talk to them, I'm sure. We could scale up our controls, but no stepping on their toes. Got it? As you command, my lord. There, hard to believe it's been a whole year. Hey, that guy looks familiar again. God, hardly it's been a year. And it feels like a whole year. It feels like I only just started yesterday, yet also looks like I've been doing this forever. You're looking somewhat worse for wears, my lord. Do I? Who am I kidding? You're right. On the other hand, you don't look like you've lost an hour of sleep this entire year. Just to show how experienced I really am. Well, it is true I've been in the position for many years. Also, do not bear nearly as much responsibility as you. I merely stay in the background and offer you small pieces of advice. All the while, you face the crowds regularly, negotiate with the counts, make dozens of difficult decisions. For there's one thing I've learned all my years, is that I can never begin to imagine the weight a ruler must carry. Never mind the ones who never raised to take the throne and thrust themselves into the labyrinth of politics and high society. It would be a greater surprise if the trials have not taken their toll. That reminds me, Byrne was Lord for a full decade before we took him out, wasn't he? As I recall, he wasn't much at the spot early on. If just 1 year's taken this much out of me, how much longer am I gonna be able to act like a reasonable human being? No, don't think like that, Jacopo. Actually, forget it. What matters is we seem to be doing our jobs, minimizing discontent. Indeed, you successfully made it through the first year. The city decided more presentable than it was when you took the throne. Then precisely few will replicate your accomplishments in such a short time, my lord. You would do well to take pride in your work. Pushing to do everything so quickly has taken its toll. The people are worn thin. Slaves are dying by the droves. I still feel ways to go before there's anything I could be proud of. Progress, my lord. Tools don't last forever and must be replaced regularly. And you can't build a house with the bare hands. I get it. You learn quickly. Not even a year ago, I would have been up in arms with the numbers of slaves dying. But now, they're just numbers to me. Apparently my worldview has changed quite a bit. It's about time we started considering a next step. A meeting. Many years thus further have mainly been towards repairing damage caused by the predecessor. You must make it all this has just been a warm-up. My apologies. I did not mean to discontinue your great efforts, my lord. I was simply speaking the great... Yeah, I got that. You want to settle on a direction how to grow towards the city, right? Indeed. The status quo is vastly inadequate for bringing prosperity to this land. And though there's no saying where the surrounding territories may cease being so friendly, and set their eyes upon conquering us. But of course, you cannot keep your eyes trained outwards in fear of attack and allow the land to devour itself from the inside either. So what you're saying, 'tis it is a valley. Precisely. So, what kind of advancements do I want to pursue? There's something that's been on my mind. This land is ill-suited in growing crops. When I lived down in the slums, I had no perspective and figured that what we produced here was no different than any elsewhere. But now I know better. The grape used for our wines are miserable compared to what have been served elsewhere. As is nearly everything else we grow. I can almost assume this land itself is to blame. The wine from the south is indeed exponential. You quite nearly gave me a heart attack when you left me in a chair in the middle of a meeting, shouting, "This is nothing like the wine from home." Enough. That never happened. If I first my time tasting anything like that, alright? Anyone would have the same reaction. Oh, you have grown much, but nevertheless, you're still quite green. God, you need to watch yourself around this man. In any case, it would be an idea if we begin production of higher quality grapes. Not necessarily people sell, but enough to be serviceable. Efforts to improve our farmlands are under the way, although it could take time before we see the progress. Have you any propositions, Lord? Actually, I was thinking my best to cut back on agriculture. Do elaborate. What if we build a city up and trade hub of sorts? Meaning you wish to open our gates to our neighbors. Exactly. One thing this is going for is this wealth of artisans. But for years we were only able to export our goods. I want to bring people here to purchase. We reduce taxes for merchants and give them special privileges. Set tariffs and border tax lower than they are in our capital, and business will naturally find its way here. This land may be less than optimal for farming, but it's more than adequate for trade. We're in a convenient location to serve as a hub for the surrounding realms. Rather than close our borders and wall ourselves off entirely, opening up and making ourselves of value to our neighbors is far more likely to decide potential invasion. Where all the pieces are on the boards, is that right? Who is to say that they can apply to entire cities? The best way to expand without stepping on anyone's toes is to do so in a way that benefits them as well as us. What do you think? A rather aggressive strategy is proposed, my lord. If I may be so bold, there may be some obstacles to this plan's success. You will need to arrange a meetings with the head of each realm you intend to divide in the order and timing of which will be crucial to its success. And furthermore, an influx of outsiders will be a source of much tension among your people. So you think I'm aiming too high? You are indeed aiming extremely high. Our obstacles will be numerous and perceptuous. Nonetheless, obstacles can be overcome. Your exhaustion is nothing compared to the weariness that awaits you down this path. Do be well of this wear, my lord. You're damn right I am. If I'm going to do this, I'm going all in. That was an excellent chapter. The Lord's manor sat on top of a tall hill, gazing out the city stretched before me. Countless columns of smoke rising from the buildings, the people scurrying up like so many ants. From up here, I had the perfect view of the bustle of the city, but I was too far away to feel the life breathing through it. Think it used to be one of those tiny little specks. Thousands of people's living there. The families, jobs, friends, hobbies. But as much as I was congratulated at the fact, no one grasped it as anything more than a conceptual level. It was incredible just how much my views of this world had changed in really just a year. Time. I'm gonna go out in this world, I said. Thought the crawling way to the top of the ladder will let me see it. Will let me experience it. That's with power. I'm gonna have the whole world at the top of my fingertips. In reality, it wasn't so simple. This sure isn't what I was looking for. Hell, I feel like the chain's gotten tighter around my neck. Though there's no way to truly grasp the view from the height without climbing up and seeing for ourselves. I thought it was exactly where I was a year ago. Blind to the reality of life in the upper echelons. Fascination with the world that didn't exist. Unlike me in the past. I did have the satisfaction of feeling like I was accomplishing big things. But was the woofda worth cutting myself from all my friends? Did those achievements really justify a bloody revolution? Or suppose I should ask, was this work valuable enough to me to justify it all? Reminiscing about the days long gone was it going to help anything? And in fact, it only served to cause me pain. I could return to that time. This was my quest of power had brought me, and now I had to live out my days as lord of this land. Tell myself day after day, this is for the better of being a powerless slum rat. God, I've been busy these past few weeks. My eyes are. Oh, one day. Hey, one day, I'll show you the world. Don't you ever get tired of saying that? You gotta think big. Dream. The world's changing all around us. Life just fighting to make it day by day is hardly life at all. No, I don't want to spend the rest of my days confined to this tiny little corner of the world. I want to try to let your dreams grow so big they crushed you. I'll be sure I'll be fine. I'll just be singing. I'll just have you sing for me if I ever get to be overwhelming. Why would I be there? Why wouldn't you? It's hard to show the world if I don't bring you with me. Knowing you still won't know where you want to go. So, I'll bring you with me. We can find a place for you together. Pretty good deal, huh? Let's smile. I don't need to see the world. All I want is... Oh, what's this visual novel doing to me? I dozed off for a second there. It feels like those days were entirety ago. I don't need to see the world. All I want is what? All you want is what? All you want is what? We're gone. What were you trying to tell me? Hey, is he back in the slums? Man, it feels like a whole different place in here now. I think the same old nasty dump has always been. Nicole. Hey, he's talking about the whole city, you dolt. Exactly. Things up on here in the city proper, but we ain't seen scrap of it down here. The heck is up with that? All the shots spilling out past the city border. The high wind of town turned to full-blown bazaar. Who Ooh, sounds nice. Is there anything to do in this damn heat of yours? In the damn head of yours? We're saying how come we're still living like rats? If they got enough spare coin to build all the market space. Hell, look at those damn immigrants coming in. The slums are even getting bigger shithole than before. Yeah, you know, I thought as much of all, but right now, the gang's been locked busily with all the drifters. And Jacopo, Lord Brainerd ain't sure his mug down here once since he took over. I mean, I get these the bloody lords can't spend all day hanging out the slums, but couldn't he at least visit? It's better he's spending all the bloody butting up with all the rich folks. Yeah, hey, and we used to be such good friends too. Hey, what if he's planning just to not bother with us all at all? Sure wasn't like. Sure what it's looking like. You think he at least throw us a bone rather than letting the merchants upper class take coin baths in the coffers? Guess just became one of them. He became just like him too. Feels like we're the exact same place we were a year ago. Here's no different than old Rainer. Looks like he struck a nerve. Psst, psst. God. Oh, it's you. So you find anything? Get the proof you're looking for. But if you'd be so kind to giving me a job like this again, I'll be hanged thrice over the nobles found of sniffing around the business. Don't be such a bitch. Don't be such a bitch. You're gonna steal nothing or kill anyone. You're fine. You're fine. A man's secret can sometimes be worth more. That's life. But on to business. Your suspicions were correct. Well, fuck me sideways. You should pay. Take it and piss off. Nice doing business. Hey, hold up now. Everyone not to get you for that. It's all been getting in return? You got a problem with that, you little bitch? No, sir. Don't you worry. You'll get fired too shortly. These construction costs you're starting to pile up on. Can you put the manor repairs up? Often they were taking care of more of the pressing matters. Like use the money to help the poor. The Lord and residents of the fair of this land. If you wish for the city to continue, thriving upon the fruits of your relationship with the surrounding realms, you must maintain a minimum level of respectability, my lord. Merchants particulars are merciless judge of appearances. Of this you can be certain. No respectable merchants will do business on equal terms with the city whose lord refuses to take care of his own home. I get that, but still, so much money. These are necessary expenses. To acquire the resources required to aid the lower class, you must increase the rate of production. Efforts must begin at the top and gradually work down. You must not be in such great rush, my lord. The work you're performing is on a much longer scale than perhaps at which you could be accustomed. You have a point. Then let the construction continue. I'll definitely come to see just how crucial bit of embezzlement can be surviving in high society. Every engagement is like throwing myself into a lion's den. Everyone surrounding me measure me up. They question my pedigree, some with their eyes, some with their mouths. Some even attempt to dig up dirt on me in order to tilt the scales in their favors. Oh yeah. And there was that one time when I straight up shouted right in my face, You're no more damn noble than any of those rats who nest you crowd of, if I recall. Not that he's wrong. I took the throne by force. It's only natural that people are going to have their suspicions that I came from the slum, just like it's just the icing on the cake. I'm lucky if consciousness is the worst treatment. Condescension is the worst treatment you can get on a first encounter. And then there are distant relatives. Brain alert slipped through the cracks, slithering back up to the arse. They're right to their land. There are a lot more people to get me than I anticipated. Do remain strong. Do remain strong, my lord. Perhaps I will always be strong. If so much let the wolves smell weakness. If I so much let the wolves seek weakness, I'll pounce all over me. They'll pounce all over me. Like hell I'm let that happen. I would have time to work helping the poor if I spent my money, my days defending off packs of bloodthirsty nobles. I must always appear strong under any circumstances. I, of all people, should know just how easily the Lord can be dethroned. And I will be next if I leave even the slightest opening. Shit. I have to do whatever it takes to make sure that is not my future. Perhaps you should get some rest, Lord. Excuse me, are you insane? I had to review the constructed budget so that... Allow me to handle that. I will get you something to drink. Perhaps a glass of that southern wine you're so fond of. It is quite sweet, perfect for a levitating build-up fatigue. I am not fatigued. Come now. Please take the request from an overly concerned counsel, my lord. Fine, you win. It's hard to believe it's been a year and a half. It's hard to believe it's been a year and a half. I feel like we go way back. Oh, we do see each other every day after all. I'm starting to crave some more variety, to be honest. I never found a good opportunity to ask you this, but yes. Do you have any family? Because if you do, you're more than welcome to have them live here. I appreciate your concern, Lord, but they have all passed away. All of them? Indeed. My entire family was eradicated as the previous Lord's order. Once, and only once, I offer him my humble opinion. So infuriated was he by my insult that he had my family murdered. I would have much preferred myself killed in their stead. But he was a man who relieved in other sufferings, and you just kept on serving him. That is correct. I acted as his loyal servant, too afraid to speak up again. Acted. I recall when we first met, I was sitting waiting for the perfect opportunity. Now you understand why. Well, damn. And if I may become more clean about that time, I had every intention of disposing of the revolutionary puppet master. Never once did I trust Genevieve. Her foolish motives were plain as day. As the new lord's mother, she planned to control her planted Usa Upper from the shadows, acting as the effective governor of the land. Having no family left myself, the city and its people are like my children. So I refused to stand by and allowed her to turn them into stools and satisfy its own avarice. The land would hardly survive a tyrant sweeping in to replace a tyrant. But she was moved from the former lord before she had a chance to see aspirations fruition. Knowing she was no longer a danger, I decided I would wait and see, and I would think success of fair before taking any further action. And to determine if he was sufficient to serve as lord of this land, I guess I passed him. Are you not upset, my lord? There's nothing to be upset about. You never heard the fact that you acted in your own interest. If that's a piece you had to value, you discarded it. And I always knew there was more than what you were telling me. I'll just say, I'm relieved to be standing here. Oh, if only you knew how close you were falling on each other's side at that line. And I'm really that on edge? After all the work I put into this, while you have due rare aptitude of strength and sprite, you're still much too easily swayed by your emotions. There we go. I shall continue to instruct you until you're able to find to fully satisfied my expectations. It is rather curious. So oft do we speak, so great our time together. I come to think of you as my second son. Don't get mad on me, old man. We're not friends, we're not family. I'm upon your board and your opponent's mind, strictly business. Oh, my apologies. I never said a word. Right, never happened. Moving right along. You just keep doing what you do best. At your service, my lord. That rare smile. Out of curiosity, do you have free hands around capable of riding a horse? For what purpose? There's someone I want to find. Whoever might be wish to find, my lord. I am obligated to remind you that. You don't even have to finish that, I know. I suppose it leaves the past in the past. Let's see then. Your men have their hands rather full of the present, though I could perhaps arrange one of them to be reassigned. Are you sure? It's a small request, and not once in your entire nature have you requested to use a man for personal matters. I believe we can spare a hand or two on such a rare occasion. Much appreciated. You shall arrange for them to be sent off immediately. Please. I'm looking for a girl. If she's alive, she'll look like around 13 or 14. She has unusual markings on her face. Markings akin to burn scars? Brainer was a prisoner here in this manner. He used her as a prop for his banquets, cutting her up from head to toe. My guess is that the patches on her face are a result of Brainer's abuse. Indeed, I know the girl. I presume she did not survive the slave revolt. I take it you care quite deeply about this girl, my lord. Then allow me to offer my sincerest apologies instead. No need to apologize. Will you help me find her, Odia? I will oversee the search operation, personally to the best of my ability, my lord. I pray the girl is still alive, as do I, as unlikely it may be. I'm just chasing after the silver of a dream that shattered long ago. That said, if you do find her alive, bring her here without telling her that it's the Lord's orders. She'll likely assume it's Lord Brainer who's after her if you say anything. And she happens to find a new home where she's happy. Just leave her be. Understood. This is getting me sad, man, because I know what's gonna happen. Because I played the main game, and I know what's gonna happen. Time drifted slowly onward. As I anticipated, there were no news regarding her whereabouts. New shop stalls continue opening in the city, with them coming a steady flow of travelers and passing merchants. And as traffic through the city increased, so did the numbers of people seeking odds with me. I was getting busier by the day. My plans to attract merchants and artisans from the capital had worked, and and every one of them seemed to have a bigger, more ambitious proposition than the last. My day became a cycle of meetings, reviewing propositions, balancing the budget, and deciding whether to proceed or to postpone, and was all the tumult. My thoughts drifted away from further from the poorest of my people. And that's the last of the day's meetings. There's no end to this in sight. That is a good thing, my lord. That means you succeeded in drawing traffic into the city. I guess, but still. Huh. I need to get rid of all these proposals, so... Lord Brainer, a moment! I don't have time, a moment to spare. A talent person requests an audience with the Lord. You have been instructed to deny entry to the commoners. I tried to refuse him, but he refused to leave the gate. Hold on. What's this man's name? Sir, he calls himself Grantine. Oh shit, it really is him. Let him in by all means. My lord, you mustn't give anyone special treatment. Grantine just anyone. He's been to hell and back together. We've been hell and back together. He wouldn't be here if it was important. I should hear what you have to say. No, my lord, you cannot. Your past is... He's a good friend. Not sitting him away. That's not even on the table. Friend or not, you must have given him an audience. You're a lord now. He's a mere peasant. Get an opportunity to hold with a proper decorum. I do not appreciate what you're implying about my old friend, old man. He's no goddamn brute. I implied nothing, my lord. Keep your constant topics something about it. I'm not going to stand by and listen to any insult my friends, not even you. My lord! I must remind you yet again to keep your temper in check. God, that's enough out of you. I'm done. Another word on the subject. My lord. Hey, guard. Open the gate. Yes, sir. What's up? Your occupancy's been ages. Feels like it's forever. How have you been doing? Not even better. How about you, kid? Show proper respect to your lord, peasant. To our lord. You refer to him as Lord Brainer. Any false names he may have responded to while in hiding. Seriously? You ain't gonna let him kick him back for you, buddy. Enough, Adrien. You can call him by my old name. It's fine. I said I've had enough out of you. Oh, look, you taking charge of breaking orders. All important like. Like a whole new man. My new man, my lord. Please, you can use my name. I'm dead serious, though. My heart has bleeds for 2 years. You're seriously like a whole new man. You think so? I don't feel like I changed myself. I don't know, just, what's the word? It had lordness now? Does it take long for the nobles to turn into one of them? No matter how far the chain you came from. And look, this room. Looks like one of those fancy fucking furnishings. Not as old Blainer stuff, is it? Nope. For all the meetings we've been having, I need to make sure a room this was nice and presentable. Well, that's one way to put it. Hey, do you think I'm just throwing around money for the fun of it? If I want to pull all in negotiating to look like I have... No need to explain yourself, kid. I totally get it. It ain't easy to deal with a bunch of rich folks with sticks up their asses. I appreciate it. Anyway, what brings you up here today? Whoa, bud. I do need a reason to visit a friend. Do I need to visit a friend? Get a guy I just want to hang out with and catch up? Come on. I never said that. I'm extremely busy at the moment. I don't have much time to spare for anyone. Come on. I'm just tired ass. Exactly why I'm here. To make sure you don't gotta stick up that ass, so you don't keep stick up there so deep in your your brain, penetrates your brain. You gotta let loose sometimes. I suppose. I thank you for your concern. So, let's get all sloshed like the old days. I even brought the booze. I wish I could, but I don't have time for that. You'll drink with the merchants and rich stars, but not me. That stings, kid. Right in the gut. I see you're pushy as ever. Alright, fine. One drink. In the back room. That's what I'm talking about. My lord. It'll be fine, Julian. We go back years. There's nothing wrong with a couple of friends sharing a drink after hours. If you insist, my lord. But the peasant must leave his blade behind. I will not, under any circumstance, allow you to be alone with the armed swell dweller. Yeesh, everyone needs to loosen up, huh? You should think I'm gonna pull a sword on an old pal? Humor me. Whatever, fine, you win. Timer. Here, happy now? Yes. Sorry about that, Grand Team. Odion's always on edge. It's nothing personal. Nah, it's cool. Can't blame him. Now, let's get trashed. I like this. Old friends reuniting. How about a little something for the pub we used to haunt? I bet you usually drink way better shit than now, that's a freaking lord. But, we're like old times, you know? This reminds me of the time we had that drinking contest. Wanna go another round? I'll have to refrain. Odeon would murder me if I did that. Sounds like the geezer got you to the balls, huh? No fun allowed up here than the Lord's house. It can be rather suffocating, yeah. Well, you can at least let loose today. It's old times, kid. To old times. Now that's I never dream of. And two of us here in the Lord's manor, drinking together. We're both slaves, for God's sake. No fucking joke. You never know what life will bring you. Been almost 5 years since then. You weren't even 20 yet. I expect we've both grown quite a bit since those days. Oh, you're still running around with those wild boars even now? Hard to say. I don't think I'm bad as I used to be, but getting to shit kinda comes with the territory, you know? The slum's still the same as ever. I see. So how's it going down there? We're scraping by as usual. The rest of the gang? And Maria? The guy is still lazing around the pub all day. Maria's rebuilt the brothel, and she's getting by the best she can. Obviously, not the same place, and smaller than the old one. But for a chick she's doing right by herself. I'm glad to hear it. So tell me, kid, you and her totally had a thing yet? Where did that come from? I literally told you we did not. No, did we not? It seems like she's about 10 times more worried about you than anyone else. That must have been something, yeah? Don't make sense either, but likewise. But maybe she had other things for you never saw. Poor girl. There was no romantic feeling on the other side. We were friends, simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Have you seen those honkers? What does that have to do with anything? It just don't make sense to me. How could a guy only be friends with a chick? It just means you value things different. Things in life differently. You know, you all like to do sometimes. Get all really noble like that. Hey, I didn't mean that as a jab. It's nothing to do with something being noble. Maria's special. We know each other most of our lives, and surely we survive hell together. Yeah, you mentioned that before, didn't you? That just two of you know each other longer than anything else. Was like that, then. The two of you. Before I met her, Maria was raised in an orphanage. Instead, she ran out because she and the director didn't get along. Huh. I can't say I'm surprised. Well, how about you? I hardly remember anything before I came to the city. Just bits and pieces from my mother told me. Being guarded by a bunch of men, being kidnapped by bandits. You mean that noblewoman? Real shame. You had to lose us so soon after reuniting, huh? Indeed it is. You think me time to cut the shit? Excuse me? You're not a brainer. You didn't inherit the throne. You're just a damn fraud. Ain't that right, Jacopo? What are you talking about? Finally starting kicking the looks. Good, how the idea? Alright, was gonna throttle through that entire conversation? What? Almost out Omar, Ricky skyrocketed like my legs started. Triggered so violent and leaned against the wall to support myself. Jesus Christ, the whole world started to swirl. The barrel making my full friend glaring me through the fog. How do you like that? Feels like your heart about to burst, don't it? Don't you worry, kid. You'll feel nothing soon. You poisoned the drinks? Huh? Why would you? Why? You seriously need to spell it for you? You've been stuffing your head with your fucking rainbows up here. What do you want to call down the slubs? Jacopo the betrayer? I didn't betray. You take one goddamn look at the city and tell me that again. Well, you're up here treating anyone with a card and some trinkets to sell like you're fucking royalty. The slum is still the same rat's nest you left it in. Now we're even worse off now. With the new marketplace, anyone's gonna turn a little bit of money to a big pile of gold? If you got nothing to do begin with your dead ass in the streets, you're all doing the rich ever richer. Hell, I'm trying. Explain how I had everything planned out. I first need to put the comments a hope before I could turn my attention to elsewhere off. That nothing's changed was proof I was protecting them. The slum's been in danger of being eradicated entirely, and I stopped it. How could I see his eyes to convince him? As far as he was concerned, I was pure evil. You're not the man you used to be. Trentina, why? I thought you believed in me. You're damn right I did. Then you went off and fed a bunch of lies. You called yourself the rightful heir. You called yourself a brainer. But I did my digging. You don't got a lick of royal blood in you. All you ever wanted was to line your pockets, you selfish bastard. No, You never had intention of helping us. Please, hear me out, Grantine. We're all just pawns, you. The whole damn revolution part of your game. I'm begging you. How's it feel your throne sits in the back of those people you betrayed? Please. You have any right to call yourself a goddamn lord. Grantine. Hell, you've had a right yourself to call yourself a fucking man. If you're some rats in fancy clothes, it should have been me. I would have made a better lord than you ever would. If only I had that ring, then it could be me. So that's what this is all about. In a flash, everything once felt upon this man, all the friendship, the camaraderie, sympathy went cold. As much as he tried just at the whole farce, that was where his heart truly was. It was about Sword not being the one to get the Lord. He believed himself superior. Stupid fit of jealousy. Now he's trying to kill me over it. That's as silly all this is. Are you listening to what you're saying? What was that? You're the one who's not the man he used to be. You're the one who's being self-centered bastard. Talk all you want, dead man. The Grand Tian would never resort to using poison. You would have drawn a sword the second you passed through those gates. Face me like a man. But hey, look at me. Even Brainer had more spine than you. How dare you compare me to that sack of shit? Alright, fine. I'll play it your way. I don't know if you remember. Shit, I better try this. Oh shit, what? on, let's fast forward all this shit. Okay, so this is getting interesting again. Still have the music, still have the soundtrack. This is all interesting. Please, you have any right to call yourself God? I would have been better alone than you ever would be. There we go, there we go. All this, you listen to yourself what you're saying. What was that? You're the one. It's not the man you used to be. You're the one. You'll be self-centered bastard. Talk all you want. The Grand Teen I knew was poison. You would have drawn a sword the second you passed through those gates. Faced me like a man. But hey, look at you. Even Brainer had more spine than you. You dare compare me to that sack of shit? Alright, fine. I'll play it your way. Get a knife hit on him. It's Elena Grainer. Green Teen was brainwashed to brand a short blade. He snuck it underneath his clothes, I presume. I was amazed how thoroughly prepared he was. You haven't to this going any other way. Yet I came to talk. He was never going to hear me out. He was to do one thing only. And I doubt he had any plans for what would come next. Raw hatred was all that fueled him. He could take my place after killing me. He wouldn't work himself to the bone to show the city kept running. He didn't even give a damn single about any of that. Use your scum. I won't be taken down by some worthless, self-absorbed rat. Nothing I've ever tried had been enough to best Grand Teen comp. And that is when I was at my peak. Not with the merry raids needless at his position, prickling every even pore. Barely even stand, but wait. Still, I'm tired. I have no intention of surrendering my life to this cur. I took a deep breath, clenched my teeth, shot at my shaking limbs. Move, damn you! My fingers. I can feel them again. Before the thought finished passing through my mind, my hands reached for the blade. Grasping the rapier hanging from the wall, I suddenly drew it from the scabbard. It was a dagger blade, not meant for combat. It would probably bounce right off Grain's muscular chest. But there was one place I could target. Rot in hell, you son of a bitch! Knife in hand, he lunged at me just before death befell me. My vision blurred by the poison grew unbelievably clear. Grantino was appeared to be moving in slow motion. I sure was in my mind had ever been so clear, so short the battle before. The dying embers of my fading life branded new into a blazing inferno. Unlike my fight with Brainier, this one was over in an instant. Before I had time to breathe or even blink, it was settled. And at that same instant, everything I built up with this man turned to dust. Never once defeated him. For as long as I'd known him, I was always, always, always number two. And now, for the first time, I won. Why did it to be you there and not me? The blade of rapier in my hand skewered Grantine's throat. His mouth flapped open and shut like a fish. He glared at me, face twisted in a mixture of hatred and agony, sputtering fragments of contempt until his life drained from his eyes. My first victory against my old friend also took his life. All that happened in the blink of an eye. Hardly enough time to even register my mind. My lord! My lord! What's all the commotion? Huh? What happened? My lord! Please stay with me. Were you poisoned? Someone! Is anyone there? Lead. Yes, sir. Doctor, as quickly as you can. My lord. Please, my lord. A doctor will be shortly. Please, stay with me just a little longer. My lord. Odeon, you're right. I was stupid. I should have listened. I thought he was my friend. But he wasn't. Not anymore. Because we had once been friends. That made him my greatest threat. That was a good ending of the chapter. Can't breathe. My blood feels like it's a magma. My throat burns. My skin. It's like it's being eaten away. Who's there? Who's there? Why are you laughing? Answer me. Oh shit. That's a fucking jump scare if I've ever seen one. How does it feel, boy? So that was Brainer's head we saw. I thought it was someone else's head. How does it feel, boy? Do you know what all one exactly just said it would? Why? How about that? You wouldn't be able to trust anyone. You're dead. The worst is yet to come, boy. Silence. You can work yourself to marrow of your bones, and so the people never look beyond the surface. I said enough. Listen. Listen. You can hear the scorn, the voices. Shut the fuck up, Mom. To the voices. They're calling you a tyrant, a soulless monster. You can hear them. They are not. They say you're not better than me. That you're a foolish ruler who cares not for his people. They shun anglers, anarchy, and discontent. Shut up, shut up. I am nothing like you. Can you then? Remain a victorious leader. No matter how bitterly your people despise you, is your love for them truly so resolute? No. No, the virtue you brainwashed was never so selfish. Tell me, am I wrong, slum rat? Is it not benevolence that drove you to take the throne, but the thirst of power, prestige? Not another word. Now you know what truly brought you here. You were tired looking down on you. You thought you could be treated with respect if you had real power. If you wanted more than anything in the world, enough already. You're dedicating your life in the service of others. It was never going to last. Allow me to make predictions. Soon, very soon, you'll find yourself drifting over to my side, and you'll stop caring about the people's lives. And for that, they will despise you. You will lose any last bit of your sense left in you. Push everyone every way until you're alone. And then you succumb completely to mad scripts. Stop talking. And you don't have to. And you don't have what it takes to be Lord of the Land. Just stop talking. We're getting close to his face. No, he's choking himself. The people aren't the only ones who aren't on your side. You have enemies wherever you look. The nobles do not accept you as one of them. They'll try to drag you off your throne by any means. Your aides and servants will turn on you. And this will be the last time you're worth the claws of poison. Again and again and again, you'll never stop being the target of others' loathing. Or we could act like some kind of paragon of virtue, never wavering in your faith in others. How long would never last in the face of dozens of attempts on your life? Shut your goddamn mouth! It won't be easy, boy. Because you came from the slums, you'll face even greater threats than I. Silence! I bet that terrifies you. All the hopes from your heart. Well, there's an easy solution. Follow in my footsteps and reign with terror. Stop talking. I've heard enough, goddamn. Oh, but you're already afflicted with a great curse, boy. A curse known as the Lord of the Land. It's a curse from which you'll never be free, and hence you'll never be free from me. Oh, I love that shift in his eyes. However, you must come to regret taking that throne. However much you may regret taking that throne, you can never give it back now. It's not easy to simply hand off to someone else. Nor duty which you can simply reveal yourself. That anguish and misery brings you every day will follow you all the way to your grave. Just stop. Damn it! Just keep back with yourself, you damn ghost. Go on. Try and make me cover my mouth. Why don't ya? You can do it. Can you? You're too weak to defeat even a mere spirit. Shut the hell up. I know precisely what your future holds, boy. You'll sit on the throne alone. Not a single person at your side. And not even death shall free you from your eternal solitude. From the not by empty shells on which you decorate the throne. Stop talking. Do you hear that, slum rat? Someone's coming for you. The question is, do they act out of genuine concern? Can you be sure the water they give you is safe to drink? Perhaps they mean to finish you off. Hey, how's it going? If a simple grunt like him could get a hands on poison, how easy do you think for the Lord? Conceal the counsel of the peculiar, sometimes hundreds of times upon it. Hell, you would have gone to the trouble. No more threat. They had an instinct with wings to tow it off. A feeble woman, or a crippling slave can launch a knife into your spine with little effort. Behold, the former mastermind's revelation. All this suffering you brought on yourself by trying to find your fate. The nightmare continues again and again till they haunt me. Every time I drift off to sleep, there float a brain or servant head, cursing me, mocking me, laughing at me from any direction, as if he said I would soon begin to bear the people, to hear the people as well, endlessly condemning me, debringing me, betraying me. I tried to convince myself all was in my head, but Greener's word told me otherwise. All my own companies called me Jacobo, the betrayer, he had said. Man, it's getting distorted now. I'm not sure how much time has passed. Was it day? Was it night? Was I sane enough to tell the difference? Was I even still alive? I had no idea. It always seemed to refrain every time he appeared. You can't trust anyone. Your friends will all eventually betray you, try to drag you off your throne. Your people have faith in you. Everyone despises you. I couldn't even tell anymore. Were those Brain's words? Or were they coming from the depths of my own mind? All I knew for certain was there was no escaping them. That they were slowly eating away at my spirit. My breath was low, and my tired body felt like within spit, being on a spit, being roasted in eternal flames of hell. And the other times I couldn't stop shivering. It felt like I'd been tossed into a frozen river. Doctors, gods, Odin. I couldn't tell who was who, but there seemed to be someone standing at my side. The faceless shadows aware anything but comforting through. But Brainer's curse certainly reminded me of those they posed, the threat they posed. I quite suddenly wailed like a terrified child. Everyone seemed like a danger. Even Green Tea couldn't be trusted. Who was to say the doctors were sneaking poison into my medicine? Who was to say Odin didn't plan to silently remove me? I didn't know if I could trust. Maybe Brainer was right. I couldn't trust anyone. He still cackled. He still cursed right by my ear. There ain't no soul left in this world who would betray you. He whispered, laughing. And then it's over. My fever seemed to be residing. I can finally move. Again. It looks like I survived. Hey. Is anyone there? Where are you? Odeon. Anyone? Lord Brainer! I'm so glad you're feeling well again. Thanks. Robin War is sick. Lord Brainer? What? Oh, pardon. You just seem quite yourself, but that's what happened. I suppose this shouldn't be a surprise. How long was I out? 3 days, sir. The boys kept you breading for 3 full days and nights. That long. Then I got a lot of work to catch up. Yes, sir, but I implore you to take things easy for the next few days. When do I have the time for that? Now where's only I have to see him? Go fetch it for me. He's presently. Don't tell me he's not around. Do not tell me he's not around. Where the hell did old man get off to? No, he's here. Please, little Brain, try to remain calm. Adrien was... Adrien! What lord, is that... you? Thank heavens. You're well. I feel like that's gonna get me copyright. Adrien! Thanks heavens, you're well. Forget about me. What happened? My deepest apologies. I did not want apologies. I want you to tell me why this happened. Please, Lord. Do not distress none. For the simple old man. Why? Adrien. The only unknown would ever to put himself in front of a gang of slum dwellers. Please, little Brendan, try to remain calm. Adrien was struck in the head with a stone and is in critical condition. The following day, the day after Grant poisoned me, a dozen people from the slum showed up at the manor gates. They cried an angry protest against the Lord, demanding change. Evelyn Grantine had kept word of my deception to himself. So in addition to the other complaints, they showed that I was a fake, that I wasn't actually nobility. They threatened to reveal my secret if I didn't do anything about their living condition. As the commotion dragged through a day, the people within the manor started getting restless. Eventually, it got to be so tense that Adrien stood near a window and told them they need to cease immediately. If they didn't, they were charged with lèse majesté, which was hidden in the head of the rock. I lost consciousness. God damn you fool! I am quite pleased to see her recover. Another shout with vigor. Now I need to worry. Wait, slow down. Worry about what? Regrettably, it seems old age has bested me. I think the stone must have got in my eyes, for I cannot see you, my lord. I'm right here, and please don't give up on me. You're stronger than this stupid rock. Give it a few days to me. Back to perfect health. And if your sight doesn't come back, you can still do your job. I can tell you everything I see. Come on, Adrien. My sincerest apologies. Please. Why would you even go try to talk them down anyway? Whatever happened to acting only on your benefit? What did you have to gain from not having them execute on the spot? They were rioting in front of the Lord's manor. You had no reason to bother warning them. There was no reason they were committing a serious offense. Why didn't you just do what you always do? And then I would argue about it like I always do. What the hell's gotten to me? I suppose I must have something up. Somewhat. Excuse me? You care so much about your friends in the slums, my lord, that I took pity on them. Old age seems to weaken more than just the body. How truly inconvenient. Oh, old. Nevertheless, I'm glad this old body held out until today. What are you? I would not been able to pass on peacefully if I had not seen you recover from the poison, my lord. Stop it, don't talk like that. I told you, you're stronger than that one damn. I'm your lord, damn it. My word is law. This was a great regret. That I must defy my lord's command. Enough, I mean it. Stop this right now. My worries against being swayed by your emotions remain unhinged. I see. Who the hell fault do you think it is, huh? You are the Lord. The sooner you learn to control that place, the sooner your future endeavors will proceed. And do not allow your days to be cut short as well. In a moment's weakness, I implore you to always remain strong. Strong. And never high of heart, so that none may drag you down. With death upon me. My hands are shaking dreadfully. I don't think anything scared me. It terrifies me to know I'll be leaving you alone. Before, I was able to teach you everything. I could not bear knowing that I've forsaken you. I, but the honest, regret this perilous journey. There's so much more I've yet to pass on to you that you will need in order to become a great ruler. So much. Then don't go, stay and teach me. You say you want to fulfill your duties on council? That you didn't want to die until you accomplished something wonderful, worthwhile? You can't tell me you're satisfied with this. Adrien? 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 Don't do this. You can't. Say something. Please say anything. Tell me it's a cool break. Oh yeah! Lord Brainerd. Adrien is dead. Make arrangements for a funeral. Yes, Lord. And what happens with the riot? The flew now that strike it on Adrien. I wanted to return to the city. Thank you. Would you like something done with them, Lord? I would. They need to understand their actions have consequence. They slandered the Lord and murdered his consul. We can't just let them walk away from that, can we? And then, we'll have them thrown in the dungeon. I said there would be consequence. If we just slap them on the wrist, we'll come back and do it again. They'll mock me, consent me, ridicule me, keep making a mess of my home. Tell me, do you feel safe serving a Lord whose people neither respect nor fear him? Would you have admiration for a leader like that? Have them executed. Since Lord Adrien is here to advise it, I, Lord Brainerd, every spark of opposition is to be snuffed out. You find every last one of those rats, and reveal them with their heads. And then put them on display in the city square. Make sure they damn well exactly what awaits anyone who opposes Lord Brainerd. Yes, Lord. Adrien blood was in my hands. My inexperienced, naive got him killed. He had warned me again and again that my people have no love for me. But I ignored him foolishly, believing the friendship, letting Grantine into my house, and ultimately getting Adrien murdered. My trust did not belong with Grantine or my old slug companions. It belonged with Adrien. I should have realized so much sooner that he was the one and only person I had left I could trust. Men with whom I spent years had likely participated in that riot. Men whose name I knew, faces I recognized, with whom I had spoken, and countless accusations. But I felt even a pang of regret in ordering their deaths. I didn't reminisce about the good old days. Those days were good, irrelevant, meaningless. I felt no sympathy for the people that they were leaving behind, nor did I so much bat an eye. I saw their bodies line up before me. Comprehends bearded weakness makes you vulnerable. I had no excuse, every last bit of it. It was the last thing I needed before I was the Lord. John, Jean, Francesca, Brenner. That was amazing. Hey, look at all those heads. Supposedly the man of the rant of the assassination of the Lord. Seems like a lot of folks for an assassination attempt. Who can say what happened up yonder? Have you been to the square today? Oh heavens! My heavens, I almost passed at the sight of it. Why would those stupid thugs try to go after the Lord anyway? There's been whisperings around town that he was actually born in the slums and it's no buzz at all. Wasn't that just a cover was hiding for the phony brainer? Certainly hope that's the case. By the way, I suppose it's best to keep quiet about the topic. I'll say, doubt anything bad is the phony, but still brings back bad memories. And things are going to be so pleasant too. What is this? Some kind of sick joke? Fucking great teen right at the very front. And the other guys used to hang out with at the pub. Did you kill them all, Jakob? You killed all your friends? Why? What the hell, Jakob? You were never anyone. What happened to you? You went to hell with these guys. How could you just fucking murder them? You really just changed that much? You have, Jakob. You become a completely different man. This is brilliant. No. You're alone dead. You died in the goddamn revolution. The Jacopo I know no longer exists. And all that's left is Lord Brainerd. They're all gone. You, Morgana, Serene, Brentine, every last one. What the fuck, man? No, she's out there, alright. We just don't know it. Well, I know it. I appointed a new counsel shortly after Odine's death. But he was an infatuated, so shut it off. On top of that, he had this tendency to simply not agree with anyone and everyone rather than express any opinions of his own. If anything, having around made my job more difficult. But it was tough. But it wasn't as though there was anyone else completely competent enough to take the position and revive soon become with its own course of problem. So I ended up using him as a shuffle. To shuffle papers and handle other menial work while I take care of the actual decision making. I first ordered people to establish clear, defined rules and punishment. Speaking the underworld's false rumors about his lineage, creating art of any form would be defamation. These are all considered the acts of lèse majesté. The most severe cases were potential punishment by death. I started seeing results almost immediately. The people started claiming I was fake. Thus, then I came to the slums. The Brainerd name became a symbol of fear once again. My renovation never proceeded as originally planned. The city flourished commerce hub, attracting merchants and patrons and visitors from far and near. Some fields have been removed as well to accommodate the expansions of the marketplace, but they were hardly producing anything worthwhile to begin with. farmers want to keep farming, they were free to move elsewhere. I scaled down the size of the slum while scaling up security. Lacking leadership, little remained of the peacekeeping group had turned into a gang of unruly thugs. So rather keep the peace, they largely made things worse. In response, I forbade the formation of unauthorized organizations within the slums. Not all in that place, the city was much safer and more orderly, and the economy significantly stronger than it had been under my predecessor's rule. However, those unfortunate enough to miss the riding and the wave of the economic growth found themselves falling even further behind their neighbors. The ravine between the poor and wealthy became nigh uncrossable. My own manor was hardly abashed in safety either. It was only rapidly enchanting new policy, law is stricter and punishment harsher than for so many. To put it lightly, more than a little displeased with me. I had gone through several food tasters, just as many direct assassination attempts. It wasn't particularly difficult to avoid major incidents by simply suggesting everyone, but I could somewhat relax as a result. In time, I began to prefer solitude. Well, not prefer, say. It was required for my own safety. Audience death left with more than just solitude, though. The phantoms left free from my dreams, appearing from my shadow whenever I was alone, laughing endlessly. What did I tell you, boy? You're controlling them with fear, just as I did. It's a wonderful feeling, is it not? Look at the terror of a man's face and the most exquisite face thinking all the world. Silence, you. Stand by the window and listen. You can hear them, all the way from the bottoms of the hills. Beckoning the great and terrible Lord Brainard. Be quiet. And you know what their cries are about? It's not me any longer. It's you, boy. Shut up, goddammit. Don't fool yourself. You know better than me. I never said silent spirit. I'm nothing like you. That's so. Tell me, boy, how do we differ? I don't hold disgusting banquets for one. I'm not just slaves who want sick pleasures. But you command hundreds of slaves are being worked so hard it will surely spell their death. How is that any different than murder or torture? Their deaths aren't meaningless. They're giving their lives for the good of the city. In your eyes, perhaps, well, many will take your side. You have no idea what you're talking about. If people were truly satisfied with your rule, you wouldn't be on the miserable all the time. You have no question to open up to no one to offer your companionship, but rather prove of your turn to your cynical ways, to your own isolation. Shut your damn mouth. You wretched man. How many times have you been betrayed? Have you found anyone you could trust after all your old friends proved? You couldn't even count on them. For God's sake, quit babbling already. Solitude will be a constant companion for the rest of your days. How should you let you should not. Should you let your guard down even for a moment? Know that 100 men in line await deploying the blade into your back. Your intended dream of the day that you stick poison past your taste tester. Shut up. Oh, you poor pathetic child. How many miseries, stress about you brought upon yourself because you let your dream a monk, crawling up the way to the world much too big for you. God damn you. My lord. Huh? Lord? Damn, forgive me. Right. To hell with you. Nothing alike. I'm making the lights better, not worse. I am not a tyrant. I started rolling alcohol to rid myself of the land. When I drank enough, I didn't see anything. Did I dream? Did I have nightmares? I didn't have to think. There were times I couldn't be sure I lost my mind. There were times I was so panicked I wanted to scream my throat raw. There were never times safe showing me that weakness. Never from experience of put me at risk. I couldn't complain to anyone. Okay, that's really help. Only in dying words keep me the heart again. Stay strong. Even high for heart. What even to mean to be high of heart, though? Surely I have nothing to be proud of. See, I had been raised to be a lord. I had been taught to be proud and noble spirit. It was like what Odin wanted me to depend upon. The nature of the world. People automatically respect a man who truly dignified and noble. They instinctively admire him, knowing out of whole honor. And what makes a true king? Not knowing the first thing would be a kind of a man. I fell back at the only alternative that came to mind, forcing them to kneel beneath my iron fist. 2 years under Uru Juniper were nowhere near long enough to instill the nature and ability I needed. Thus, I was left to be torn by the accursed phantom, whenever alone to play the ruthless ruler elsewhere. In my attempt to make the feel like within, I grew louder and more oscillation and consumptions. Particularly, every word of my mouth was an insult. The old Jacopo was long gone. Lord Brainerd had taken his place. It's gradual that I hardly realized what was happening. But now, all I could see in the mirror was the face of a cruel, wicked man. I even came to hate my own self. I think I'm foolish. What kind of vapid, nebulous dream was I want to go into the world? What kind did I have to think of myself in any more significance than any other kind of the streets? And where the hell did I get the idea that having influence meant having freedom? I could barely even take care of myself. Where did I get off any thinking of little power? Why let me protect the people I cared about? And what about now? What fundamentally did I ever want now? Why do I have to protect? Nothing. It's too far gone. It was the light to be found no matter how far I marched this path. And only a bottomless abyss awaited my back. I had left myself with nowhere to return to. Alright, we're gonna call it right here. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for enjoying this video. From the time that I started the series, if we go all the way back, I've been almost been reading this darn novel for almost, I wouldn't even say like 2 years, for close around to a year and a half, I think. Actually, for a year and a half. The last video, this was all the way down in August. Was that September? And now we're back in 2021 doing it all over again. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining this video. If you do like the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and stay tuned for the more of the House of Fata Morgan, a requiem of innocence.